Dynamite in the books, baby! Where are my fucking trios titles? God damn it! Still, they gave me another belt. I wanted the trios belts. Christ. Alright, we're stopping the music. One of these days I'm gonna figure out how to fade out this music really cool, but today's not that day. Today's not that day, people. And transition. Beautiful. How we doing tonight, everybody? Smells Like Wrasslin, episode 19, Wednesday, June 8th, 10 o'clock. Loving it. This will be, mark my words, episode 19, saying it here, this will be the best pro wrestling YouTube channel in New York. I'm laying claim right now. I see everyone else doing it. I'm tired of sitting here thinking like, man, I could do this so much better. That's it. It's on right now. We're making that push. By this time next year, I'm going to be at the media scrums in AEW for the AEW shows. Y'all going to be begging to be that person holding the camera. So watch out, people. Smells Like Wrastlin's coming. I hope everyone had a great week. My week was phenomenal. I am almost done binge watching Killing Eve. I recommend. I gotta watch Obi-Wan tonight. I am behind on that. I will say that. Anywho. Bro. Oh, Jordan might be a co-host. That would be it. That would solidify us as the Kings of New York, Jordan. That would solidify us as the Kings of New York. All right? So just wait, people. Just wait. A lot of great things coming. The gaming channel is on the up and up. The Cologne Chronicles. Every so often, I will be posting or streaming video of me questing space magic. And in Destiny 2, so definitely check that out. Me and my buddies on our constant gaming journey throughout the week. Yeah, man, freaking oh geez, I'm getting people saying don't watch Obi-Wan. Wow, it got that bad, huh? Jesus. Yeah, man, Jordan might be stepping through the forbidden door, son. That might be it. Lots of crazy stuff happened. Between the time of our last recording and now, Punk out with an injury, just had surgery on his lower leg today. He's going to be gone for an undisclosed amount of time. A battle royal took place tonight. The winner of that fights Moxley in the main event tonight, which leads to an AEW title match at Forbidden Door. It's like, oh, and apparently Cody wrestled at a Hell in the Cell with a torn freaking pec. It was totally bruised up all over the place. It was all freaking gross and swollen and all that shit. And it was a solid match. I mean, no way you're going to have a bad match with Seth Rollins. Like, Seth Rollins could have a good match with someone even with one arm. And he brought 3-star Cody up to maybe 4.5 stars. So it was a pretty solid match. The women's triple threat match on that show between Bianca Belair, Asuka, and Becky Lynch, I thought was fantastic. Every other match on the show, I couldn't give two shits about. But now Cody's going to be out. Who knows when he's coming back. If you're Cena, you're going to be back next week. Cody, who knows? A lot of big injuries going on. Punk going down. Cody going down. You have Roman, who's on like a part-time schedule. He's never around. So, luckily for both companies, they have an overabundance of talent. The problem with both companies is they can't build up anyone for shit. For shit. It usually ends up being maybe 1, 2, 3 people at a time. But it's obvious. Like, here's the thing. Vince has no excuse. He has a writer's room of 40 people. They have the ability to write decent stories for everybody to fill up the 6 or so hours of television programming that the WWE has on a weekly basis, all right? Tony is one guy. Tony needs to start hiring other people to start focusing on writing other storylines. You need a guy who starts building up your challengers. And this was evident tonight in the match between Thunder Rosa and Marina Shafir. I need someone to tell me, Tony, I need you to tell me, why should I care about Marina Shafir against Thunder Rosa tonight? I need to be made to care. And the problem is with these challengers is that they're just people in the rankings. It's just a way to kind of figure out, all right, this person's got enough wins, we're going to do this. Like, the builds, I say this every single week. We're at episode 19. I've said this for 19 weeks. They need to start building their challenges properly. And you need to start showing, like, you need to break down Dynamite with a mix of matches building up your champions and matches building up your challengers. And too often I see matches just for the sake of matches. You know what I mean? Granted, there are, you do have those plot devices going. You have different tournaments. Now they're introducing different belts. I mean, I'm not gonna, listen, I know it could be said that AEW has a lot of belts right now, but these guys, there needs to be something to do. And I feel like in wrestling, it's either one of two things. You're either striving for the title or you're out to settle some sort of personal grudge. You know what I mean? If you're not wrestling for the belt, it's normally because you're preoccupied because someone's shitting your coffee. You know what I mean? And if you're not having a match building either of those two things, then the match is dead air. You know what I mean? So, I mean, Marina Shafir, where does she come from? She's just a challenger. This is the same, Lance Archer just showed up, and challenged Hangman Page. You know what I'm talking about? It's just, you need to start building competent challengers. You need to. Because these title matches are boring. I'm nothing invested in it. You know what that means? A match against someone who isn't built up, you know what that person is? They're a fucking jobber. A person who has no rhyme, no reason, they're just in a match, and then you got a guy who's being pushed and who's built, you know who's going to win that match. And yeah, you have one of those squash matches every once in a while, but you save that for Dark. You know what I mean? You save that for Dark or Elevation or some shit like that. It's I don't know, but there's definitely a problem with the building up a legitimate contender. You want to know why the match at the end of, what was it, Rocky 4 between Rocky and Drago, you want to know why it meant something? Because they already built up Drago to be a beast by killing fucking Apollo Creed. So that gave you now oh shit, man, is Rocky actually gonna beat this guy? I mean, this guy fucking killed Apollo. This guy's punching holes through walls and shit. I need to believe that the champion may or may not lose in this match. That's kind of what I liked about NXT. You know what I mean? A lot of those championship matches, I'm shit, man, this guy could actually win. When Gargano fought Andrade, Gargano was on a roll. And I'm shit, man, this might be Gargano's time. He might actually be Andrade. He might actually be the guy. Especially in that match when Candice came out and took out Zelina Vega. I'm oh man, Gargano's got to win. They made me believe. You know what I mean? Shut up, Jordan. All right? They made me believe. And that's what I need out of my championship matches. Championship matches should make me believe that this person, this challenger, might actually take the belt off of the challenger. Because number one, every single serious challenger that the champion beats makes the champion look that much stronger. And then that builds great reigns. Because then you can look back and be man, remember the feud that he had with this guy. Remember the feud that he had with that guy. Remember the feud that he had with this guy. No one is going to remember Thunder Rosa versus Marina Shafir. Just like no one's going to remember Hangman Adam Page versus Lance Archer, even though it was a Texas death match. But you want to know why? Because Texas death matches have been done to death. They've had like 6 of them already. Can anyone name me any other challengers that Hangman had? Aside from Danielson and Lance Archer and Punk. In the chat, if anyone could do that, please let me know. If you could think of it off the top of your head and you're not fucking Googling it. So, Stephanie McMahon apparently, like, there's, you know what? I'm not even gonna fucking talk about that because no one knows shit. Apparently that, the article from Business Insider is being disputed. So who freaking knows? But, this is just another thing of, I mean, I would expect that WWE should be selling sometime in the near future. And not in the near future, next couple of months, I say maybe the next, like, 3 to 5 years. They're probably gonna sell. You know? So, I mean, hey, listen, Steph, Hunter, they made their money. You know? They could retire. They don't have to do shit. They could literally live the rest of their lives in comfort. Be parents to their daughters. They don't need to be in the biz. They're done. When when they end up selling the amount of shares that they have, they're going to cash out major. So, yeah, do it, man. You know? Why not? Why not? Anywho, let's talk about the match. All right, the Casino Battle Royal in which Johnny Gargano did not appear. I'm going to continue every single time there is a Casino Battle Royal and Johnny Gargano's not in it. I am going to make mention of it. Yeah, Jordan, yeah, no one knows. No one fucking knows. No one could tell me these are the feuds that, the Challenger had. But I could remember, I mean, how long ago was TakeOver Philadelphia? I could tell you all of the feuds that Andrade had in NXT when he was champion. He had a feud with Drew McIntyre. He had a feud with Johnny Gargano. He had a feud with Aleister Black. 3, right off, boom, done. And none of those guys were slouches either. Aleister Black ended up winning the championship from him. Gargano took him to his limits, and he won the belt from McIntyre. You know? Yeah, you know, no, Dante Martin's was a title shot. Royal, remember? And he beat him in like he beat him in less than 5 minutes. Dude, can you believe I actually forgot about Adam fucking Cole was the title? But you want to know why I forgot about him? Because there was no way in fuck Adam Cole was going to win the title. So why did I even care? I wasn't invested. Because I knew that they weren't going to put the belt on Cole that soon. They had built up Hangman for too long to have him have a 3-month title reign. All of these champions are going to have like 7 to 10 month reigns, except for maybe Punk because of this injury, he's probably going to have a year-long reign. So we'll see. Which would be cool because either A, that could set up MJF versus, God damn it, man, Adam Cole is not a geek, all right? Adam Cole won the Owen Hart Foundation Memorial Tournament, all right? All right, let's fucking talk about Dynamite. So they had the Casino Battle Royal. Not gonna lie, I would have done a lot of changes. Number one, I feel like if you're gonna have an impromptu Casino Battle Royal for the title, I would have appreciated more guys that I would have been able to take seriously as guys who could have potentially won the match. All right, Darby Allin, Eddie Kingston, guys who I could see holding the title. Let's see. Daniel Garcia. No, he wasn't going to win. Lance Archer. No, he wasn't going to win. John Silver. No, he wasn't going to win. Konosuke Takeshita, whatever. He's not going to win. Max Caster. No. The Gun Club. No. Powerhouse Hobbs. No. Bobby Fish. No. Kyle O'Reilly. No. Dante Martin. No. Wheeler Yuta. In terms of winning the Battle Royal and him facing Moxley in the main event, I mean, yeah, they've already done the match already, but maybe. You know what I mean? The Joker was Andrade. Andrade, okay. I can say, you know who I would have wanted in there? Danielson. I would have wanted Hangman. I would have wanted Miro. I would have wanted Darby. I would have wanted Andrade. I would have wanted Adam Cole. I would have wanted let's see who else. Aleister Black. That would have been, Malachi Black. You know, like guys who I could see legitimately them being like, oh shit, like they're going to put the interim title on him. Cool. Why? Because Punk would have an amazing fucking match with any of those guys and it would be a money fucking title match. Your title unification match should be like a big fucking deal. But like, John Silver's not going to be fighting Jon Moxley for the main event with the possibility of going on to Forbidden Door to win the biggest title in the company. It's not going to happen. So, or what I would have done, not done a battle royal at all, and I would have done a fatal 4-way with like anyone who's had a title. So or anyone who had challenged for a title. So I would have done a fatal 4-way. It would have been Hangman, Mox, Danielson, Jericho. That would have been a cool fatal 4-way. And that would have been, and any one of those fucking guys, Lethal, yeah, he could have been in it. Samoa Joe, he could have been in it. But yeah, like a fatal 4-way like that, anyone could have been like, shit, man, I wonder where they're gonna go. They could put the title on Danielson. Holy shit. They could give it back to Hangman and have Hangman run it back. They could give it back to Mox. They could give it to fucking Jericho. Like, that would have been something a little bit more believable than, Dante Martin, Wheeler Yuta, and the Gun Club. All right. Anywho, so, it was, Kyle O'Reilly who won. Sammy, Scorpio Sky Scorpio's injured. But Sammy, anyone who was an ex-champion, Sammy should have been in it. Who else? Miro was an ex-champion. All right? Like, come on, man. Anywho, so Kyle O'Reilly won. Anybody out there think that Kyle O'Reilly had a popcorn fart of a chance winning? I didn't think so. The announcers provided an update. CM Punk and his surgery. They said it was a success. Whoop-de-doo. AEW introduced a new title, the All Atlantic Championship. They're going to have an 8-man tournament to crown the champion. One of those matches was tonight, and it was an awesome match. Buddy Matthews representing Australia against Pac representing the UK. Other matches in the tournament was Ethan Page representing Canada versus Miro representing Bulgaria. Penta Oscuro is representing Mexico, and Malachi Black is representing the Netherlands. And then a New Japan exclusive match. So 2 guys from New Japan. And the winner of this tournament the winner of these matches will fight in a fatal 4-way at Forbidden Door. So the next match of the night was actually a qualifying match between Pac and Buddy Matthews. Pac wins in a great match. Yeah, Jordan, here's what I think. Put Ishii in the tournament and have it Miro versus Ishii at Forbidden Door. I mean, oh, wait a minute. Fuck, they're going to do a fatal 4-way. God damn it. Yeah, I think Miro fighting at Forbidden Door and beating the shit out of a couple of guys from New Japan would be dope. I think they should have like a match between like Goto versus Ishii, and then like the winner. Just don't put Suzuki in there. All right, I don't want to see him in there. But I would definitely love to have Ishii in that fatal 4-way with Miro. Actually, hold on. Who would be in it? Yeah, so Pac is going to be in it. Miro would be in it. It's a toss-up between Penta and Malachi. Either of those two would be great in it. And then put Ishii in there. That would be pretty dope. Great match. I mean, Buddy Matthews is amazing. I wish we would see him on TV more often. But being that he's in a trios group, that they have no fucking trios titles. I was happy to see him on TV. Him having a match with Pac was awesome. I'm getting messages. Yeah, you are psycho. Jesus Christ. Anywho, so, what do you call it? Eddie Kingston was backstage. He calls out Jake Hager. Oh, fuck, Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston, God, man. I would have loved for him to have won the interim title. Then he loses it to Punk, and it just builds up him having an actual title reign. Saying, like, I don't want to be the interim title. I'm going to be the world title. I want to be the man. That would be pretty dope. Eddie Kingston called out Jake Hager. They're going to fight on Rampage. This is all just to prolong the inevitable blood and guts that's going to end up happening. Trent Beretta was in the ring. He comes out. He said he was bummed out. It was National Best Friends Day, and his friends aren't here. He thinks Roppongi Vice deserves another shot for the ROH tag titles because they were interrupted by United Empire, which was Great O'Khan and Jeff Cobb. Yeah, I know, right? No. I'm not, yeah. I put Do Not Disturb, but only one person gets through on Do Not Disturb, so this was definitely something I had to look at. Anywho, so FTR comes out, says that, hey, man, you know, like, we agree, like, you guys are definitely screwed, but you need a clean house. You need to take care of the guys that attacked you. And then all of a sudden, we see a New Japan logo. We see the banner for United Empire, and Will motherfucking Ospreay comes out. I popped so hard. Will Ospreay's awesome. Will Ospreay showed up on American television, AEW, in the flesh. He's out there. The rest of United Empire shows up. They beat the shit out of everybody. Ospreay hits him with the hidden blade. United Empire poses. So I think there's definitely going to be maybe like a 3-way tag match for the ROH tag belts. I think it might be United Empire versus Best Friends versus FTR, of which obviously FTR is going to win, but that should be an amazing match. See, like, the thing about Forbidden Door is, here's the thing, like, the thing about Forbidden Door is, like, you know, when I talk about matches being built and being excited for stuff, like, Forbidden Door is a little bit different because, number one, and I know people are going to hate this, it is catered to the hardcores, and it is going to be a lot of matches that are dream matches. So, technically, if you're going to make a card full of dream matches, there doesn't necessarily need to be a build because the build is already built because it's a dream match. Dream matches are solely anticipation for possibility, and anticipation in itself is a build. So, you know, that I feel like has that, like, Forbidden Door is in a vacuum, but just for like a very certain sect of fans. Yes, I could know we could go on an entire tirade about, is it good for the national audience? Is this building up? Listen, it's happening. It's happening. To talk about that is a moot point. But as a hardcore fan, as someone who, I guess I would consider myself hardcore because, I mean, Jesus, I'm watching everything right now. I'm excited. I'm excited because a lot of things that I never thought were going to happen are actually going to happen, and I'm excited to see the show. I'm excited to see the show because there are dream matches I've always wanted that I'm going to be able to get to see in some way, shape, or form. It's the reason why I paid money to go see G1 Supercard, to see guys from New Japan in dream matches played out. So I'm very excited. As a hardcore fan, I'm very excited. As a casual fan, they probably won't give two shits, you know? But if they're the kind of fan that could get drawn in by good wrestling, and good wrestling is the only catalyst they need, and then they jump into the storylines after and start getting into other people, then hey, great. Is that a chance of that happening in large numbers? I don't know. I think the hardcore fans are a very small sect. You know, a very loyal sect. You know, like AEW's got their loyal fans. They're going to hit it. They're going to be at a steady million for a while unless something huge breaks. But otherwise, Rampage, listen, it's a Friday night show. It's in the death slot. I don't expect it to get any good ratings. I don't really necessarily care about the ratings anymore unless I felt like the company of AEW was in any sort of danger of going under. But I don't see that happening. I think they're fine. You know, that's their hardcore base is their hardcore base. But that's great, man. Hey, if that means you could break $1 million pay-per-view every single time that you throw a pay-per-view, you're making your money. Are they making WWE money? No. Are they making enough money to stay in business? Yes. Are they making enough money to stay in business and stay on television? Yeah. So far, so good, man. I like having a show that's not WWE on cable television that I could watch weekly. Is it going to be perfect? No, absolutely not. It's the third year of the company. They're going to make more mistakes than they're going to have successes for a while, you know? But, you know, I'm definitely along for the ride. I'm definitely along. They haven't burnt me out yet. But it took me, I don't know, 30 some odd years to get burnt out on WWE. So by this match, the interim AEW to less hardcore fans, yeah, I agree with you. Because the title match means, you know, like the, what do you call it? The, this is in response to Jordan in the chat. This is, you know, when you're a less of a hardcore fan, like, you're interested, when you see a title, your eyes immediately drawn to it because a title is a sign of someone that is worth paying attention to. So if they're going to have other titles, if it allows for multiple spotlights to be held on people who need spotlights on them, great. As long as they are building up competent contenders. But I think that, yes, I think that's a good point, that the interim AEW title and the Atlantic title are big draws in the less hardcore fans. Yeah. But then, I mean, also a draw for the hardcore fans as well. So, it's it's a solid move. I think it's a solid move either way. O'Reilly's backstage with the Undisputed Elite. Regal was back there. Basically said O'Reilly was talented, but, you're going to die tonight. Shook his hand, and pretty much O'Reilly said that he's stoked and he's going to fight for the world title. Adam Cole joins commentary. Hangman Page comes out. He fights David Finlay from New Japan, beats David Finlay. After the match, Page says there's a lot he wants to say about the title. It doesn't look like he's getting a title shot anytime soon. He wasn't in the Battle Royal. Then he remembered that there was more than one title, one championship in professional wrestling, and he calls out the man, the Japanese Gargano, Kazuchika Okada. So that should be very interesting. But Adam Cole then comes out of commentary, basically says, hey, Page has just lost the belt. Adam Cole won the tournament. He's on the up and up, and he thinks that he deserves a shot at the world title. So, I mean, unfortunately for Jordan, my gut tells me that this is setting up another Adam versus Adam match to see who's going to fight Okada at Forbidden Door, which is going to lead to Hangman winning. So another loss for Cole. But I don't know. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's hope that they don't even fight at all and Hangman just has his match with Okada, and then maybe that sets up a rematch between Cole and Hangman, and Cole actually beats him clean. So we'll see. Earlier today, they showed a clip of Thunder Rosa issuing an open challenge. Marina Shafir shows up, says she'd like to be Thunder Rosa's problem. The only problem with that is that everyone solved Marina Shafir. The only problem she has is with the fans. Wardlow came out. This was a great promo. I mean, I was a little bit worried about Wardlow because they didn't really do too much with him after he beat MJF. But to be quite honest, the shit going on with MJF was way more compelling, and they had to put that front and center. It was the thing that was going to draw eyeballs to the show. So definitely, I mean, I don't want him as part of this thing going on with Mark Sterling. But I mean, I have hope for Wardlow because of how this segment played out. He goes out. He says that not many of the people who held this belt were, what do you call it? That, not many people who have held this belt, like, actually did service to it. And he's talking about the TNT belt, which is true. What's going on right now with the TNT belt, I don't know what's fucking going on. But the first couple of champions that the TNT title had were great. They had Cody, they had the late Brody Lee, they had Darby Allin, they had Miro. Like, those were awesome champions. Then after Miro, like, it all went to shit. Because then they gave it to Sammy, who ended up giving it to Cody, who ended up giving it back to Sammy, who ended up giving it back to Cody, who I think ended up giving it back to Sammy, who then gave it to Scorpio, who then gave it to Sammy, who then gave it to Scorpio, who now has the belt. Something is gotta change with the TNT belt. And I think Wardlow being a monster and actually having a legitimate contender, you know, like having him be a face Miro and murdering people every week will be awesome. Richie, what's going on, brother? Yeah, Jordan sometimes can be a bozo, but he's pretty goddamn smart. But you're cute, Richie. Don't you worry about that. Papi chula. Anywho, we got, speaking of idiots, bozos, I mean, Smart Mark is in the back. He basically is now instituting a 20-on-1 handicap match between all the security guards who Wardlow murdered and Wardlow. So listen, hey, if this is something to occupy Wardlow until Scorpio Sky gets healthy, fine, man. If it all ends up leading to Wardlow getting that title, I'm all for it. No, you didn't. I did, Doom. I came up with Japanese Gargano. You schmuck. Anywho, we got the Young Bucks aired a promo. The Matt and Nick were talking about being tag champs again. The Hardys came out and they were like, hey, we beat you guys last week, so we deserve a title shot. And then Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and Christian came out. And Christian put them again in a triple threat in a ladder match this time against the Bucks and the Hardys. I have a feeling that maybe, I mean, I'm not really, I feel like the storyline could go one of a couple of ways. Eventually, Christian writes a check that, that Jurassic Express's ass can't cash and sets them up in a match that they end up losing. Then that sets up a match between Jungle Boy and Christian, which hopefully means that Christian turns heel, and then they injure Luchasaurus and take him off of television for a while so they can focus on Jungle Boy. But, like, are the Hardys or the Bucks going to win are the Bucks going to be AEW tag champs again? Are they actually going to give the belts to the Hardys right now? Like, I don't think either of those things are a good idea, which means Jurassic Express is going to walk out again as the champions, which is like, when are they going to take the belts off these guys? You know what I mean? But hey, man, these are the kind of, I don't know, man. I don't know. But like, Keith Lee and Powerhouse Hobbs looks like they just had a split because, Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland look like they're going to have a split because, Swerve eliminated Keith Lee and then said he was dead weight on Twitter after the match. So that tag team is done. But Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs are still a tag team. And they're still wrestling tag matches, and they keep on saying they want the belts. I do not mind Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs being the new AEW tag team champions. They are awesome. They are great. It means more of Ricky Starks on TV. It means more Powerhouse Hobbs on TV. I dig it. I love it. We have the... So this goes to what I was saying at the beginning of the show. Here we go. We have the AEW World Championship, Women's World Title match. Thunder Rosa versus Marina Shafir. And I could tell you, no one gave a shit. It was a good wrestling match, but no one gave a shit. You want to know why? Because Marina Shafir was just like, hey, she's getting a title match. When the announcement and booking is the same as booking, Stu Grayson and Evil Uno versus the Ass Boys, you're going to get the same amount of people, you're going to get the same amount of care and interest in the match as you would with this match. I have a feeling that Thunder Rosa is going to be another Hangman. And you're going to see her wrestle matches against people that you just don't care about. Until you see her wrestling a match of someone you do care about. And that's the person who ends up taking the title. And all of a sudden you're like, wow, just when things got interesting. Should Toni Storm be the next AEW Women's Champion? I don't know. She came out tonight after Thunder Rosa beat Marina Shafir. Shafir attacked her from behind after the match. Toni Storm came out, saves the day, picks up the title, looks at it for a bit. They have a little bit of a stare down. She hands the belt over to Thunder. So it's definitely, teased. But Chris Statlander, I believe she's being poised to be the person who's going to win the TBS title because I think she's going to go through all the baddies before she gets to Jade. And she's going to fight Red Velvet tonight. Tonight technically, but on Rampage on Friday. So I don't know. I think, but maybe it is going to be Toni Storm because, I don't know what's going on with Ruby Soho. Ruby Soho's out there. She's not really winning. I mean, she's on TV, but, she keeps on losing to Britt Baker. So, I don't know. We'll see. But, like I said, if they would have had a couple of matches of Marina Shafir on Dynamite, stomping women, calling out Thunder Rosa each week until she finally moves up in the rankings, and it can't be ignored because she's in the top 5, and she wants to fight Rosa for the title. That's something I would get behind but you would see her beating actual people. She would beat Riho. She would beat Shida. She would beat just women who are she would beat a Britt Baker. She would beat people worth a damn. You know what I'm talking about? But, and then all of a sudden, you're like, shit, man, she beat some serious people. Maybe she's going to be the one to get, they might actually cut Thunder Rosa's reign short. They're really pushing this chick. That's what I want to see. But that didn't happen. I don't know how all of these messages are going through, even though I put it on Do Not Disturb. I don't know how that's happening. I'm going to put this on Drive. All right. Sorry, people. Anywho, you got Jade Cargill, you got Stokely Hathaway, and the baddies were backstage. They basically said that they set up the match between Statlander and Red Velvet, and that pretty much went it. Jade Cargill told Tony to cut the shit. So the Rampage lineup is as follows. We got Red Velvet versus Chris Statlander. You got Will Ospreay in the Aussie Open versus Trent Beretta and FTR. That should be an interesting match. The in-ring debut of Satnam Singh teaming up with Jay Lethal, so that should be pretty interesting. Eddie Kingston versus Daniel Garcia, because I forgot to mention in that Eddie Kingston promo, he calls out Daniel Garcia for a match on Rampage as well, so who knows? He's gonna fight. First he's gonna want to fight Hager, and now he's gonna fight Daniel Garcia. He hates them both. Who cares? Then you're gonna hear from Hook and Danhausen. I wouldn't be surprised if they said like, "Hey, listen, we did what we need to do. We're gonna go our own separate ways," but who knows? Oh yeah, didn't they call her Kristen? Yeah, Royal's right. They called her Kristen Highlander. Anywho, Regal joins commentary. We have the interim AEW World Championship Eliminator match. Jon Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly. No one ever fucking thought that Kyle O'Reilly had a shot. Jon Moxley beat him. There's not much to say, because Moxley beat him, and everyone knew. So, there we go. Moxley is headed to Forbidden Door to fight somebody for the AEW Championship. I'm very curious as to who that would be. It actually would be, it would be awesome if it's not Tanahashi and it ends up being like Jay White, and like Jay White beats Moxley and becomes the interim AEW title champion, and then he goes on a run with freaking like Bullet Club in AEW until Punk comes in, and just Punk beats him, and that's pretty much it. But we had a really fun Jay White title run. Hey, listen, is it a smart idea? Probably not. But would it be something that like would it be like a out of left field thing that's hard to predict? Yeah, man, that'd be pretty wild if that was it. But it really does look like Moxley's going to end up being the winner of this whole thing. He'll be the guy who will carry the company for the next couple of months while Punk is recovering. And then Punk and Moxley are going to have a really awesome match for the title unification match, and then Punk will win and have the title reign that he was intended to have. But let's see what's going on in the chat, because there are some. It is bumping tonight. Let's see. We got. Royal. It wasn't a wrestler. It was Renee Young that said that. Renee Young was the person. Renee Young went on the record saying that Tony needs to focus on other women other than Britt Baker. Because to be quite honest, like Britt Baker winning that tournament, like she didn't need to win the tournament. Why did she win that tournament? You know what I mean? It would have been better if someone who hasn't won anything to win that tournament. But to be quite honest, if they're going to have them sport around these belts, then it might as well go to someone who's like really not chasing for a belt right now. Rosa didn't say, I don't think she said anything on Twitter about the booking. I just think it was like reported that she was allegedly unhappy. But hey man, listen, you're the champ. I get that. But if you're not happy with the way people are responding to your matches, then you need to blame, like I said, you need to blame the quality of your contenders. And that falls on whoever's booking the women's division, which is Tony Khan. So they need to book better contenders for their champions, all right? I am hoping that Punk has say in his title run, and his title run should be pretty awesome because he's probably going to end up booking it himself with Tony. But, Thunder, I hope you are sitting down with Tony and coming up with good ideas and getting in his ear and trying to see what's going on. I'm trying to put some spice in it because I'm telling you right now, everyone keeps on saying, Tony's got this open door policy, is always around. Well, use it. You know what I mean? Because then you could go on Twitter and be like, yo, I talked to Tony. I tried to have good ideas, and he shut them down. But no one said that. So until someone says that, my first opinion is no one talk with Tony. They're just trying to put pressure on Tony through Twitter. And honestly, I think for a company filled with adults, I think that's a bitch-ass move. Just talk to the boss. And then after you talk to the boss and he shuts you down, then you could go on the record and say, I talked to Tony, and I had these great ideas, and I had this and that, and it didn't, and he shut them down. Then it puts the ball back in Tony's court. That's the kind of pressure that I'm talking about. But otherwise, you know what I mean? Don't talk to me. I don't book the matches. Don't talk to the fans on Twitter. They're a bunch of fucking morons. The ones that actually are real. You know? I mean, that brings me to another point. The absolute freaking joke of wrestling journalism these past couple of months has been absolutely astounding. Absolutely astounding. I mean, you just got people just talking left and right, saying that they know this and they know that, and talking about like how they know everything. Like, guys, you don't know shit, man. I mean, not even fucking Uncle Dave knows anything anymore. They're feeding him misinformation left and right. It's to the point where you actually have like, you know, like guys who I would trust, who like if they're gonna say a report that I believe him, probably only one is like Andrew Zarian right now. When that guy says something here, that means he's got something to say. And it's usually a report that he doesn't end up refuting, because it ends up being right. But I have no interest in the majority of these fucking clowns out there. They're just they're just pot stirrers that know they make money off of stirring the pot. No. We're going to talk, the only things we're going to talk about, I mean, outside of fantasy booking, but anyone's allowed to fantasy book. We're going to talk about the actual shit that actually happens in front of our fucking eyes on television, period. Now, even SRS couldn't figure his own shit out. Yeah. Because all that stuff going on, there was a MJF had a ticket. We've seen the ticket. Da. Not about the MJF stuff, he wasn't. That MJF stuff, he fucking fucked up big time. And so, I don't know. Let's just, unless it's on television, right in front of our faces, no point in speculating. No point whatsoever. It's a legit waste of energy. The only thing I would rather do is comment on booking and fantasy book. And that's it. But what people are doing and where, notice how we never, you want to know? We only mentioned Sasha Banks and Naomi once. Want to know why? Because the only thing that was there to say was that they left. And and on television, they were suspended indefinitely. And that's it. That's all worth talking about. Who, what, where, when, why, how. Who gives a shit, man? Who gives a shit? Until the actual facts are out there, let's just talk about wrestling, baby. Let's just talk about wrestling. Because there's plenty of wrestling to talk about. But, yeah, they are, yeah. MJF was 100% right. They are uneducated marks. But you know what? They're the ones who just say stupid shit all the time. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I could give any advice to, like, any wrestlers out there, don't mention fans online. They're not real, all right? Unless they're face to camera, where you actually have a name and a face to somebody, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about I honestly couldn't give two fucks. But yeah, man, a solid night of Dynamite. Again, like I said, contender problem. Again this week. But it's interesting that a lot of people were challenging for titles this week. A lot of tonight. New Japan title, AEW title, tag titles, ROH titles, women's titles. So there's stuff coming. You know, I mean, they have to make that push for Forbidden Door, and I'm pretty sure they're going to load that show up with all these title matches. Yeah, I don't think people. Yeah, I honestly think you're right, Doom. I think people are missing the forest for the trees here. You know, like we're having some awesome I mean, like there's like awesome shit going on in the world of wrestling. Like a lot of things that we didn't think were possible are actually fucking happening. I mean, I will say this. I mean, there's also some big dog shit going on in wrestling. I mean, I don't watch Raw. Because I don't watch WWE. I only really watch the pay-per-views. And even then, I'm half watching until my friends who are WWE fans tell me what matches to watch and I check them out. Because I don't bother wasting my time. They lost that privilege with me a while ago. But, correct me if I'm wrong, but is it true that Becky Lynch fought for the 24/7 title against Dana Brooke and lost? Did that actually happen? No, the one thing to watch WWE for isn't on television. And the other thing to watch WWE for is now also off of television. Yeah, oh yeah, freaking Edge. Edge created a faction, and then he's not in the faction anymore. They literally added Rhea Ripley. They won. They pinned Finn Balor, and then Finn Balor is now the leader of the group, and they kicked out Edge. I don't get it. Damn, Jordan. That's wild, dude. They really beat Becky Lynch in a 24/7 match? Unreal, dude. Unreal. I just don't get it, man. I just don't get it. Like, say what you will, Asuka distracted her. Asuka isn't even the champ. Oh, my God. Because he didn't want to do magic. What are you talking about? Were they going to make Judgment Day? Were they going to make them have powers like The Fiend? Is that what you mean by magic? Finn has to do magic because of the demon. So they're going to do magic? Like Fiend magic? Because if that's the case, that's wild. And he didn't want to be, because he didn't want to do magic. So what, they put this, so they told Edge they want to do magic powers for Judgment Day, and he said no, and they kicked him out? Oh, I don't know about that. Oh man, Jordan, even you're saying it now? Oh boy. Wow. Why would they want to do magic? Judgment Day didn't need magic. They were 3 badasses. They didn't need magic. What kind of magic did they say? Are they going to like teleport? Are they going to like zombify people and mind control them? They're going to make them 3 fiends? What is it with them and magic? Why do people need to have powers? Unbelievable. Oh man. Oh man. Listen, say what you will about the booking at AEW, which I know is not perfect, but it is leaps and fucking bounds better than this shit. Becky Lynch losing the 24/7 title, and they're going to do magic for the Judgment Day? Sap reported this? Oh, I don't know now. Yeah, 3 badasses in suits who were hot and golf. Yeah, you could have put I hope they did this. You could have put Rhea Ripley in like a dark black power suit, and she would have rocked that shit. Oh, really? They already teased Judgment Day being supernatural that one time when the lights turned purple. Priest had weird eyes, and then the match with Styles just ended. Oh my God. Oh my God. Jordan, how do you watch that from week to week, dude? Like, that's insulting to a man of your intelligence, dog. Like, you're better than that. Oh, man. I still can't get over the Becky Lynch losing to Dana Brooke thing. That's wild. So what? So they could set up a match between Becky and Asuka? And then what? Becky beats Asuka and then she goes for another title match against Bianca and loses again? Wow. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Jesus. And what a culture. Anyhow. But hey guys, listen. Great show tonight. Fantastic. And thank you guys so much. Another we're going to get close, man. We're going to get close to, like, yeah, it is an abusive relationship, Jordan. It is. You're sitting there and you're just saying, oh, Vince was just angry this one week. You know, he didn't mean it. He's going to be better next week. I promise. He's going to give me what I want. And then he slaps you again. That's crazy. But hey, guys, the viewership's kind of going up. We had like 5, I think at the most we had 5, 6, 7 viewers tonight. Let's see if we could get that, like, constant double digits going, man. Like, 10 plus viewers. That'd be pretty cool, dude. So, like, hey, when you guys jump on, if you like the show, like, tell your friends, you know. Tell them to come in and tune in on Wednesdays. You know, like I said, it's not a very big chat, so I get to talk with a lot of you, and we could really make this fun, us all interacting with one another, just talking about Dynamite and wrestling, you know what I mean? Great participation in the chat. Thank you to Jordan. Thank you to Royal. Thank you to Ortiz, who was here for a bit. Thank you to Doom. Thank you to Richie. I appreciate all you guys. We'll be back at it again next Wednesday. Dynamite. hopefully we'll get on some sort of regular schedule with the Cologne Chronicles, but stay tuned to the channel. If you enjoy streaming and gaming and stuff like that, then, you know, we have a lot of good times on there. And, you know, love interacting with you guys in that other spectrum. So super excited about that as well. But thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you for supporting the channel as well. Next week, the big episode 20, people. Super exciting. We got to do something cool. I don't even know what, but very exciting for episode 20. I hope you guys all have a great week, a great weekend. Take care. Also, I want to do a shout out to my friend Allie. It's her birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, Allie. One of the best people I know. I love you very much. Have a great and fantastic birthday. Everyone in the chat, if you wouldn't mind giving props to Allie, telling her happy birthday. Great, awesome person. And definitely would love if she got the shout out from you guys tonight. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you very much, Jordan. I miss you at work, bud. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care.